Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at etrailer, and today we'll be taking a look at the Kuat Sherpa 2.0 two-bike platform rack right here on our 2021 Ford F-150. If you're looking for a quick and easy bike rack that still has all of those premium features, that's the Kuat Sherpa. It has that nice movement, it can carry bikes in different shapes and sizes, and we're going to focus on those features while talking about our truck here. That way you can see how it works with the truck and then get the best fit for you, your different types of bikes, and your vehicle. The first thing we're going to talk about is the tilt-away feature. Now, we do have a tilt-away, and that's operated by this lever here at the middle. Very easy to do. You just pull the lever and drop it down to a tilt. The downside is that if you wanted to lower your tailgate, you can't lower it all the way because of where your pedals sit and your bike rack sits. So if you want to completely lower your tailgate and access your truck bed, you will have to take the bike off. So we'll talk about that. The bike is held down by 2 points, and you do have a 40-pound weight capacity, great for most of your bikes. Although if you do have an extra heavy electric bike, probably not going to be the best fit for you. You might want something like the Rocky Mounts monorail instead. Now, if you do have your different types of frames, that's okay because you have a front wheel mount. So whether you have a step-through frame, carbon fiber frame bike, a women's bike, children's bike, this helps out with that because then you do not need a frame adapter bar. Now, if you want to take your bike off, you actually start over here at the wheel strap. You just press this lever on the strap, and then that allows you to disengage it and then take it off. And then you go over to the front and hold on to your bike as you press this lever, lift up on that hook and push that out of the way. And from here, it's just going to be an easy lift and you are ready to go. Now your truck is going to be a bit higher than most of your other vehicles, so it will be a bit of a lift, but now you're ready to hit the trails. With the bike off, we get to take a closer look at the rack itself. So we have this rear cradle, which tilts back and forth for those different wheelbases, and then that strap which goes around and secures that wheel. Notice the grooves on that wheel as well. The maximum tire width you can carry with this is going to be up to 3-inch wide fat bike tires. Now you also have that front wheel cradle, and then this actually folds down to be all nice, neat, and compact. Then we have our front wheel hook, and I talked about how this makes it easier for those different types of bikes, but this also folds down to be nice and neat. Now this is going to be a compact bike rack, but how much length does it add to the back of our truck? We're going to measure from the bumper here to the end of the bike rack. It sits at 32 inches. So that's a measurement to keep in mind if you're backing into your garage, trying to park into a tight spot. You already have a really big truck though, so it doesn't make that big of a difference. Next is going to be ground clearance. So underneath the bike rack to the ground, it's 27 inches, but compare that to where the shank is to the ground, and that's 18.5 inches. So you have a lot of ground clearance. What's going to happen is you're going to have to lift your bikes 28.5 inches up to get onto the bike rack. Since this does only have a weight capacity of 40 pounds, good thing is you aren't going to be lifting those super duper heavy bikes up on there. But if you want that feature, you can take a look at the Yakima on-ramp, which has a ramp included. But now we are going to fold this bike rack up. Remember that lever we pulled earlier? We'll pull that again, but this time lift up on the rack, and then it snaps into place against our tailgate. Let's take some measurements. Measuring from the bumper to the closest point, which is going to be the bike rack itself, that's 6 inches away, so plenty of clearance there. Next measurement is length now added. That's going to be from the bumper to that knob, that's 16 inches. So big difference compared to when your rack was folded down. You'll want it in this position when you're planning on driving around town. Now, if you do want to open up your tailgate though, what you're going to have to do is go ahead, step on that lever, bring this down. So you can mostly open up your tailgate if your bike rack is in this position, but actually you will have a little bit of contact with that handle. So I do recommend just tilting the entire thing away, and then you can lower it freely without it touching anything. With it folded up like this, it doesn't take up much space, and your backup camera is completely visible. Your taillights are visible too. I personally though would go ahead and just ride around with it in the down position. That way my license plate is kind of visible, and also I have access to lowering down my tailgate whenever I want. So there's a bunch of different versions of the Sherpa, so make sure you get the one with a 2-inch shank that fits into the 2-inch hitch receiver of your truck. You are going to get a hitch pin and a lock. You're also going to get a cable lock with this bike rack. It's a tool-free install. You just pop it into your hitch, tighten it down with this knob right over here, and that creates an anti-rattle effect. There's a ball cam in the corner, so if you shake it back and forth to try to simulate the road movement and vibration, and even up and down, the truck is moving, showing that that's a nice and secure fit. Here on our test course, we'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action, which simulates turning corners or evasive maneuvers. Once we get to the alternating speed bumps, we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or a pothole or driving over uneven pavement. Now lastly, we're going over some full speed bumps, and we can see here the up and down action, and this will just be like driving in and out of a parking lot, garage, or driveway. So we can see here how the bike rack moves with our truck. My personal thoughts about the Kuat Sherpa is that it's a really nice and easy bike rack to use no matter what type of vehicle you have. It might not be the best fit for your truck just because you do have the option of using your truck bed if you want to carry other bikes. You can use a tailgate pad like the Yakima Gatekeeper in order to carry those bikes. But if you have cargo inside of your truck bed, that's where a hitch mountain bike rack can come in handy. Plus you have extra stability for those nicer bikes, and you can use this rack with your other vehicles too. It's pretty universal that way. So definitely something worth considering. If you do need the extra weight capacity, I did mention the Rocky Mounts monorail, or if you want a ramp, you can take a look at the Yakima on-ramp instead. Otherwise, the Kuat Sherpa is a solid choice. And that right there was a look at the Kuat Sherpa 2.0 2-bike platform rack on our 2021 Ford F-150.